My husband is leaving me for a younger woman, and all I can think about is the house decor. I, 34 female, married for 7 years to my husband, 41 male, together for 10. I love my husband and always thought he felt the same. We built a life together. 8 years ago, he had severe anxiety and couldn't sleep, so I would stay up with him, holding his hands and doing breathing exercises until he could finally rest. I would go to work exhausted. I helped him find a therapist. I encouraged him to grow in his career, even though he was afraid. 6 years ago, I quit my job to take care of his mom who had cancer because he had the potential to earn more than me. While I was job hunting again, I got pregnant, and he suggested I stay home to take care of him and our daughter. So, I did. I cared for him, and I loved him. In December, he got a promotion, which meant more hours. I gave birth to our daughter in March. I went through a phase where I felt horrible, fat and ugly, and it was just me and my baby at home. He barely talked to me. Always said he was tired and that I wouldn't understand what he had to say. If it wasn't for my mom staying on video calls with me, I think I would have felt completely abandoned. I've been suggesting couples therapy since June, and he kept saying everything was fine. Now I feel like I'm nothing more than a mother. I used to read, study, be interesting. I wasn't frustrated in that area, in the special area, frustrated or insecure back then. I used to have conversations about politics, music, books, art. I decorate our house myself with my own savings, and it's everything I've ever dreamed of. I love my house. The colors, the furniture, my kitchen. It took me years to make it exactly how I wanted. I have the garden I've always dreamed of, a vegetable patch I adore, and a hanging chair where I love to sit with my baby. Last week, he came home later than usual, and I was happy to see him. I was in the living room playing with our daughters. He asked the older one to go to her room. He seemed like he'd been drinking and said,
"I love you so much, but I don't want to be with you anymore."
He told me I wasn't the person he fell in love with anymore. Then he said he was in love with a girl from work, that she was everything he'd ever dreamed of, and that he needed to give himself the chance to live that love without guilt. He cheated on me with a 22-year-old. Okay, let's just look up the age difference. 41, half his age. When I finally managed to speak, the only thing that came out was,
"But what about my home decor?"
At some point, I picked up my baby and I started shouting things like, "I put time into this house. I did everything it needed. This house is mine." We argued because apparently I didn't value his suffering enough. I don't know why I kept talking about the house. I guess I'm disposable. I'm 34 with a 4-month-old baby and a 4-year-old daughter. I don't have a job. I'm going to lose my dream home. I feel ugly, fat, and he's told me he's not attracted to me anymore because I gained too much weight during my last pregnancy. Okay. Well, I mean, judging by how much you had to give up in order to support your husband, and judging by how much he's benefited from this marriage and keeping you at home to take care of the children and him, to the point where you literally have no life of your own, I would say that there's a pretty good chance you'll get that house, bestie. I'm going to talk with his mom and brother about the divorce. I'm starting with them because they're close to me, and his brother went through a divorce over infidelity early last year. Also, his mom is very attached to me for obvious reasons. I was there for her during the worst part of her life, and his brother and I are very close. I texted my mom, and she's coming here to stay with me and the girls. I hope she gets a visa to visit. My dad, who's American, will be coming to my state in 2 weeks. I talked to his brother about the affair, and he's leaving. He told me to find a lawyer, the same thing you all said. Now we're talking to a few lawyers today. I accepted the help because I have the girls with me, so it's hard to do everything alone. I actually think it's quite comical that, like, you didn't fight for the marriage, but the only thing that you want to fight for is the house. I actually feel like that's a pretty good deal. Just give me the house and go live guilt-free. So a commenter said, yeah, so you wouldn't miss him, but just the house. OOP responded, "I'm going to miss him so much. I love him and I gave so much of myself to him. I can't even describe to you how much it hurts to take a hit like this. It hurts so much I don't even think about how much I'll miss him. I think about how I dedicated so much time to all of this. He wanted a second daughter and she's here at 4 months old while he's with a new girl. I'm in pain and angry, so angry." People in the comments are pointing out that her first reaction was worried about she was going to lose the house. I feel like that's kind of like a reaction to say, like, this is the one thing she had control over. Maybe there's some sort of weird trauma response here, or maybe she just knew it was over. Maybe there wasn't much left worth fighting for, you know? There is an update 1 week later. I'm writing this because I feel pathetic, tired, and I just want to skip to when this phase of my life is over. A brief summary of what happened this week, and I can't believe I loved this man. My brother-in-law is staying at my house until my family arrives, and my best friend visits me every day. On Monday, my brother-in-law asked my ex to leave the house, and strangely, he actually listened to his brother. It's interesting that your in-laws are on your side. I think that speaks volumes. So for anyone that's like criticizing OP for letting herself go, like, let's not victim blame, okay? Even his own family isn't on his side. Why are you? Since then, he's only been tormenting me through messages. He wants an amicable divorce and keeps making proposals that only benefit him. I've been trying to stick to a routine because I have 2 children and they need stability, and apparently I'm the only one willing to provide that. Yesterday, he texted me saying he wanted to see the kids, and I agreed. He showed up and they were already asleep. I swore he wasn't going to come. He arrived here at 11 p.m. with a document wanting to talk about how he'd like to keep the house and pay me an additional amount for my share. No. He's taking away literally everything that you hold dear. The least he can do is give you the house. Heads will roll, make him pay. I stared at him without saying anything. I asked him to leave because the kids were sleeping. My brother-in-law added that it wasn't the right time or place to discuss this and asked him to leave. I don't know what happened to him, but this doesn't seem like the man I married. He got an ego boost, dating someone half his age. He yelled at my brother-in-law saying he was betraying him, that he wanted to play house because his own marriage didn't work out. Then he yelled at me, calling me a lazy who wasn't going to take his money. I mean, unfortunately, with regards to marriage, which is a contract that you signed, she entitled to that shit, especially because she gave up so much to be there for you, sir. He said this house was his and that his 22-year-old girlfriend Anne told him I was going to try and keep the house he bought. We didn't respond, and I just said he should leave because he was getting messy, and then he left. I don't know why he wants the house when he can afford to buy another one, and I don't understand how the person I married could try to trick me to come out ahead in the divorce. I kept asking myself, if this is the man I married, he wants me gone. He wants the kids gone. He didn't ask about the girls, about his own daughters. He didn't see them or even ask to give them a goodnight kiss. To him and to Anne, we were just an obstacle, nothing more. I'm not even a person. I mean, you could be a person, but you can also be a person with a really scary lawyer. Commenter one said the 22-year-old wants the house. Of course she does. Of course. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna fly. Honestly, like, this man made you give up literally everything. You supported him, you supported his family, you raised his children, you gave up parts of yourself for this man. And he wants to take away the one thing that you want. Yeah, if I were you, honey, I would not back down. Not in the slightest. Because I actually, like, if you have a good divorce lawyer, I actually think that you have quite a good case to get that house. I'm just saying. Your husband, or ex-husband, hopefully by now, is banking on the fact that you are so depleted, your confidence is absolutely shattered, you have literally nothing to live for, that you won't even fight him on it. But that is exactly why you should fight, bestie. We did update about a week ago. After a divorce, is there a right time to go on a date? I'm getting a divorce. We're filing the papers. He had someone else through the marriage, and we have a 6-month-old baby. A friend introduced me to her brother-in-law, and he asked me out. Oh. I thought about going because I never imagined anyone would be interested in a mom going through a divorce, just to talk and see what dating is like again. But I'm not sure if it's the right time. I mean, if it's gonna get your mind off of your divorce, like, why the hell not? Why the heck not? Oh, okay. Someone in the comments is like, if you have a 6-month-old baby and you're not divorced, don't date. Don't bring strange men around your baby. I mean, fair enough. Don't bring him around your baby, but like, I don't really see why you're separated, right? Like, hold your horses, okay? Hold your horses. Like, let's not like put the cart before the horses. It's a date. Okay, she's not gonna bring the baby on the date. I hope not. Maybe she needs something nice in her life. Have you ever been through a divorce? I know people who've been through divorces and they nasty. They drain the life out of you. So I actually support the idea of her going on a date, having a couple drinks, and having some fun, okay? You know, people are saying, oh, I waited 5 years. You know, I focused on my child in my divorce. And it's like, okay, like, you can do that. But also, like, she's not gonna marry the guy just yet. She's just going on a date. Honestly, the best way to get over someone is to date someone new. So, like, even if it doesn't lead anywhere, you're just, like, kind of getting out of that sort of negative downward spiral, and you're just, like, introducing some new energy. You know what I mean? So, I don't see a downside, honestly. Just, like, be careful and protect your heart and go have fun and don't expect anything more. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's fine, too.